Morning, my name's Scott Matheson and I'm with Dole and Bailey in Woburn, Mass. We're a meat company. You probably see our trucks running around, black and white trucks. We have 20 trucks. We go all over New England and upstate New York and some of the finest restaurants and resorts that we service. We manufacture meat products, fresh seafood, gourmet grocery items, and frozen foods and produce as well. So at any given time we have about $3.5 million of inventory that's not getting any better while I sleep at night. So we have to be just in time. We really want to be the best we can be. We started with TQC quality programs in 1988. In 1998 we became ISO 9001. In 2007 we were trying to examine where we were going as a company. We've been with ISO for a while and as far as we could go with that, and we still had a lot of waste in our system. The market was changing. A lot of the customers that we were selling in the banquet business in Boston, it just crashed. Things froze up. The first thing you pull out of your budget is going out to eat, and that's what we were witnessing in 2007. So we were looking at a 30% reduction in sales. At the same time, we had a large chain account come to us and say, hey, we want 10,000 8-ounce steaks and we need them next week. Well, we cut meat by hand, and we can only produce maybe 200 pounds an hour with the very best meat cutter. So that wasn't possible with how we were operating at the time. Pat came out to us and introduced us to lean, and we liked everything we heard about it, about removing waste and what we could possibly do to change how we manufacture and what we need to change to survive this downturn in the economy. So we started on the road in 2008, and we received a grant from the state, and we started training, and we trained all of our employees. Every single one, from the trash guy right up to my sister Nancy and myself, were trained in the process. And that's really how we started on lean. Very quickly we learned it's a philosophy. It's not something that you can say like the quality program, it's done, boom, let's move on. It's a way of life, and it's every day.
I'm Linda Moulton. Until a couple of weeks ago I was the CEO of a holding company, Seralta Technologies, and the operating company, True Corporation, that we sold very well a couple of weeks ago. I joined the company in the beginning of '09, and coming in from the outside, in the first week after I asked them what the financial condition of the company was, which was not good in the beginning of '09, I asked them what they had done on lean in the past. So the company had gone through work with Mass MEP and other providers in the early 2000s. So their answer to me, my executive team, said, oh yeah, we did that. Like it was an event rather than a process. So it was really very interesting. They showed me pictures of, yeah, we did that, let us show you. Here's a picture of what the place looked like, what the shop floor looked like before we did it, like it was this event, and here's what we look like now. Isn't that great? But it was very easy to determine that, sure, they'd gone through it, they knew the jargon, they understood the words, but from the early 2000s till the time I joined in '09, if you're not sort of vigilant and diligent and sort of embodying the spirit of the philosophy, as Scott referred to it, it's interesting, but it falls away, and people forget, and they begin to think that they are still engaged because they remember the words that they were taught when they started. So really that was a wonderful experience for me, because in '09 we could kind of start over. So I'm really happy to be here with Pat and the group today, because I feel really strongly about it.
My name is Veda Ferlazzo Clark, and I'm principal with Zedare Consulting. But what I'm going to talk about is my experience for 10 years as CEO of a commercial lighting manufacturer, and my experience on the board of an ink manufacturer down in North Carolina. And both companies have been on a lean journey for over 10 years. But I'll talk first about Light Control, which was the company I was CEO of. In 1999, we started our journey to become employee-owned. We had been a family-owned company, and there were no such things as key performance indicators. Things just sort of muddled along, as small family businesses typically do. Once we became employee-owned, well, there were a couple of things that happened when we became employee-owned. So we started in 1999. That couple months after we started our employee ownership journey, our biggest competitor was bought by a conglomerate, and half of their orders moved over to us. We were swamped. We were too long a lead time company already. We were 6 to 8 weeks in a 2 to 4 week industry. We went out to 16 to 20 weeks. It was a disaster. And if there were 10 ways, we would have had them all, but we definitely had all 7 ways. So that as we became employee-owned and had to understand how to drive performance in the organization, we started on our lean journey to get our lead times back under control. Then 2001 happened, and we went from completely over to capacity to the phones stopped ringing, as happened in many manufacturing environments, and our senior managers had to quickly use value stream mapping in a way you're not supposed to, but we had to downsize. So we, at the senior level, were using value stream mapping to figure out what we were going to do as our business dropped 40% in a month. So several compelling business cases to try to help us improve our company.